Hey, we're live. Hi, this is Elliot Fishman, and welcome to Facebook Live. We're on Facebook Live, and hope everyone's doing okay. I guess I should have combed my hair for the event, but I did not today. I decided not to. How's that? That look a little bit better? Oh, just absolutely perfect. Time for maybe a small trim. Anyway, hope everybody's doing okay, and we have been working on Facebook many different ways, from our website to looking at Facebook to Instagram and everything in between, but also YouTube. YouTube has been our home, and we have a YouTube channel. We have 32,000 subscribers, and we did a survey, Lily did, and from those subscribers, we find out that the things people like the most, by 55%, are the weekly lectures, and 26% pick number two, the monthly quizzes, and 13% the case clips. Well, obviously everything on YouTube is live, so it's audio, video, which is what we're doing. 76% of our users are either radiologists or radiologists in training. 9% are med students and 10% are technologists. And when we asked the question, what is your preferred social media platform? I've never seen this before, but 79% said YouTube. Only 7% for Facebook, 10% for Instagram, 2% LinkedIn, and 3% for Twitter. So basically, a lot of people do like YouTube, and for the people who like it, it's their favorite place. YouTube's a great place. I mean, forgetting CTisus, I use YouTube all the time. I listen to music. If you want to listen to an album or a song, whether it's Taylor Swift or it's Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, the Beatles, or any group you want, you can go to YouTube. And amazingly, not only are you going to find the typical version that you would have seen on TV or on any other channel or the album, but you're going to see them presenting. You can see the first time Crosby, Stills, Nash presented on the Dick Clark Show. You could see Elvis on the Dick Clark Show. You could see all the stuff from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's so much content. It's infinite content. Thousands and thousands of hours are being put up literally every second. YouTube is the universe. And it's really like having your own home movies, or however you want to call it, but because you could see everything. You could watch old TV shows, the best of Seinfeld. People have created so many things that you could watch. It's simply amazing. And on CTisus, well, what about us? How do we fit in? Well, we have more than 40,000 different postings. I don't have the exact number, but every lecture we've ever given, which is a couple thousand, is on YouTube. Every discussion we've ever given is on YouTube. Every Facebook Live is on YouTube. Every quiz case, everything, our monthly quizzes since 2010, it's on YouTube. Anything which has motion, sound, voice, images, it's on YouTube. Lily has done an amazing job. If you look at the structure of our work, I mean, one challenge with YouTube is finding everything. And when you have 30 or 40,000 or more videos, it's hard to structure things. But there is a new structure format where it makes it easier to find. You can search things. Now, Lily did tell me to ask the question, where are people from? And Daniel Mwamba is from Kenya. That's pretty good. RR, I don't know where they're from, but they like the content, and we promise not to stop. It sounds like Don't Stop the Music, Rihanna, one of my favorite songs. So one of the things we are looking at is, should we do Facebook Live every Thursday. That seems to work very well. Should we do YouTube Live? Now, that's an interesting question. What's the good time to do it? People are all over the place. You could always watch it after we finish this talk. It will be on YouTube Live, or it'll be on YouTube, and you could see it as if you were live. So there's a lot of questions that relate to that. I think one of the big challenges for us is how precisely we do things that really meet the needs of you. And what content should we provide? Obviously, we're doing the lectures. I could discuss cases. we could figure out a way of discussing the cases and maybe have people participate, perhaps ask questions. You can see here we have people, Anton is from Moscow and RR is from Lithuania. So you could think about Kenya, Moscow, Lithuania, 3 continents, and Maran's from Oman. So one of the things that you could see that YouTube does provide, it's really an international reach. I think YouTube has done a good job of being able to stream the material without having high bandwidth. So in areas perhaps when you don't have high bandwidth, like Indonesia, bandwidth is variable. I mean, even places in the US, bandwidth is variable, depends where you are. Even in Baltimore, it depends where I'm in my house as to my bandwidth. But YouTube's done a good job of minimizing the bandwidth necessary to watch things. Remember, if you watch things and it kind of stutters or the sound is not good, it's worthless, right? Because then you don't understand it. So you need to have really good sound. You need to have really good video. And YouTube does provide that. And I'm looking at my office. You can see my grandchildren in the corner here, and my desk is over there, and my coffee's behind me. I see my computer, my laptop's here. There's 5 computers there. But it looks like it does a good pickup of the screen and from the iMac that I'm working on. And here's Shad Rakath from India. So a lot of different places, another continent. But I think what we would like is for people to let us know what they would like to see. I am recording new lectures. We always try to record so that we're a little ahead. I'm recording a new lecture on inflammatory bowel disease, some unusual causes, as well as a new lecture on cystic pancreatic lesions, as well as an updated lecture or series of lectures on liver masses. And today is February 1st, and I'm doing that today, tomorrow. I should finish in both of them then. It'll be something like 8 lectures times 15 or 20 minutes. Remember, we make the lectures not an hour long, but 15 to 20 minutes. And then what we'll do is we're going to try to be really good about getting it out to you. We put up 1 lecture every Monday, which basically means that when I finish these late lectures, we're basically covered to May 15th or May 16th. So we do put things ahead. Often on YouTube, you will be able to see, we won't announce it's there, but once we finish things, we typically store them on YouTube. So we may not tell you that the newest lectures are up, but if you go into YouTube and you look, you'll find them. Often you'll find the quizzes, not that you would know, not that it really matters, but I actually finished all the quizzes for 2022. Okay, I did all 120 of them. And, Lily and Sarah worked on them, and they're all done. So we're posting them monthly, but they're really there. And I think somewhere, if you're really good, you can find it in YouTube. So if you can't wait to see the quizzes, as if the prior 12 years is not enough, they're sitting here somewhere on YouTube. So we are looking at figuring out what unique things we could do. Again, we do appreciate if people would suggest to us what things we should or should not do. Again, we're limited, obviously, by the technology of YouTube, but it's really terrific technology. And YouTube, obviously, is a big part of Google. It's one of their most successful parts. And Google today will report earnings after 4 o'clock. And I'm sure the earnings from things like YouTube, if they do break that out, are going to be very significant. I think YouTube, their challenges now actually are TikTok. I don't know if you use TikTok. People do. They're very short little videos. I don't see that really has any place in medical education, rather than saying, oh, look, here's a mass of the pancreas. Boom. But I think you need at least a little bit of time to explain. If you want to show cases, you want to explain things. So, but remember, when we do a case, it's only a minute long. We do a lecture, it's under 20 minutes. So we do kind of try to keep things within the realm of things. And here's some more people. Abraham, I'm sorry, is from Iran. So YouTube even gets into Iran. You see, no censorship. So again, we look forward to, it's amazing also that One of the things, how you can share information regardless of uh, not ideology, regardless of what's going on in different countries. A lot of countries here, people with, Moscow, Lithuania, Oman, Indonesia, India, Iran. Not everybody gets along well, but I think people in Kenya, but I think people in medicine get along pretty well because we're just trying to do well for the patients. Shadra Hath suggests that future trends in CT are discussed. Yeah, we could do that. We're doing a lot of AI. We're working very closely with Microsoft now. That'll be very exciting. We're working in the Felix project through Lustgarten for the past 5 years. So I work on pancreatic AI. We do stuff with NVIDIA, looking at federated learning. We're doing lots of things in AI in pancreas and going beyond pancreas. So we could present information on that. We could talk about some of the new things, some of the newer scanners, photon detector scanners. We don't have one, but we can speak about that. So I don't have a problem looking at new technologies, and we could do that. We were doing that a little bit. We've had a few talks, if you look, like Radiology 2025 or Radiology 2030, where we predict where things are going to go, showing you when new things are coming along. And we don't try to make up like, oh, the CT scanner is going to fly around the room. But we try to be practical as to what's happening based on the reality of things. But we could do that. We could go a little bit further and present a little bit more about those things. So that's typically not going to be a problem. We could do that. So I don't have a problem with that. So we take that as a good suggestion, and we'll try to come back with some new stuff we're looking at and what we're thinking, things like radiomics, things like deep learning, impact of AI in scan interpretation, impact of AI in managing your scanner, managing your department. We can talk about things like cinematic rendering, which we do, but advanced cinematic rendering, including cinematic rendering, we use two types of data sets like CT and PET, which has not been done before. We could talk about the role of things like holograms, Microsoft HoloLens. We can talk about a whole lot of things that are coming around with augmented reality, how augmented reality can help radiology, surely on the teaching side of things. So there are many things we're happy to discuss. And even for our friends in Estonia, we're happy to discuss it. So there's lots of things we can do, and we will keep doing it. Again, let us know if this is a good place for us to be doing things live, or we should just use YouTube as a way of storing things. And we're surely going to do that, but we are very interested in doing things live. And again, if people are interested, let us know. We'll try to figure out a time that's good for everyone. I know for a lot of our overseas audience, time matters because all of a sudden in India, it's 11 hours ahead of us. So it's a little bit of a challenge for people. If I do things 2 p.m, it becomes all of a sudden midnight. So we'll try to figure out times that are good for people, or the majority of people, and then or rotate them around. And then whoever can make it, or the time doesn't work, or your job is in the way, or whatever it is, you can always look at us after, because everything would be live on YouTube, and we'll try to come back to it. So with that, I'll stop there. And I thank everybody for showing up, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.